Hello, this is Irina from La La Land Crafts. I am back with day 9 of our 12 days of tutorials. We're almost there. This is day 9, so we have only 3 left after this. If you're just now joining us, make sure to look for all of the rest of the videos, watch them, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be entered into a giveaway for one of 3 $50 gift certificates to on our online store to lalalandcrafts.com. Today we're going to make a box, a little trinket box. I was thinking you're probably done making Christmas cards already by now, but you might need some ideas or on where to put your little gifts. So we're going to make a trinket box today, and it's again white and gold color scheme. And I already have all of my layers, or most of my layers, die cut, and I'll post the link to products that I'm using, as well as the measurements on the video description below. One of the things that I didn't pre-cut and I wanted to show you how to do it is this little polka dot plate, and I have the layer already cut for it. I have my cutting plates here, so I have my A, C, and B. I'm going to put my paper down and cover it with this little plate and center it. And the reason it's called plate is because it doesn't cut on the outside, it just cuts out the elements on the inside of it. And when you pull it out, you have a lot of little circles with still confetti, which we're not using on this card, but you can use this for your shakers, or you can use them to inlay in certain spots on the die cut piece, but this is how die cuts. And then I like layering it on different color cardstock, or you can even do it white on white, looks really pretty too. And you can use it on the side of your card, you can use it on the bottom of your card, however, whatever your design calls for. You can also continue and fill in the full area of the card. And if you know me, I love my polka dots, so this die might be a little unassuming, but it really does add really pretty effect. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. And then for my next layer, I have double stitched heels. I use double stitched heels on this layer, and as you can see, when it cuts apart, it actually gives you 2 layers, 2 heels, and you can layer them even like this, or you can just use them on different projects. So for this project for today, I'm only using this part, the larger part here. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. Then my next layer, I'm just going to go ahead and put it onto the base, and I have 2 of the large stitched rectangles. This is the largest size from the set. Have the second one with the gold and white, and this will be for my bottom of the box. Now to make the box itself, I have a layer of cardstock, white cardstock pre-cut to 6 3/4 by 7 inches, and I'm going to score it on the 6 3/4 side. I'm going to score it at 1 1/4 and then at 2 1/2. Then I'm going to continue and turn it, and the rest of the sides gets 1 1/4. So I hope you can see it. So I have 3 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. I'm going to cut first. So if I'm holding it with my 2 lines on the top, I'm going to cut on this cord line up to the horizontal line. And then I'm going to turn it, so now my cuts are on the top, and I'm going to cut the same way from the bottom. I'm going to cut it to the second cord line here on both sides. And now I'm going to cut off these squares on the sides. So this is basically our box here with the hinge. I'm going to make little darts here, cutting off little triangles, and that will just help me when I'm folding the box. It will look cleaner, and the same on the hinge as well. Now I can use my bone folder and get all of the folds. So this is the box. This is how it's going to fold. And this is our hinge. So it's really easy. When we do our events and when we do the make and takes for the projects like this, people ask a lot if we have the die to die cut the box. See how big this die would be? This die would be really expensive, and I really believe that it's really easy to just cut and score, and then you can create the boxes of different sizes. Then you can embellish it to whatever occasion. I come up with my own templates, and you're welcome, of course. I'm sharing with you, so you don't have to do that part. You don't have to do the thinking part. So now you can just enjoy and use my measurements and make your own boxes. I'll put 3 on the hinge just because it's a movable part, and I kind of want it to stay intact. Okay, so we can go ahead and attach the sides to the box first before I put it together. And I already glued white onto gold. Now my sides are on, and I can close my box. I'm going to remove the tape. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put more tape on the bottom of the box because we're going to attach it to the base later, and it will be easier to put the tape on while this is still flat. I'm just going to prep it. Okay, so now let's do the box. I'm going to remove the tape from all little flaps. And then make sure my corners are straight. Here it is, pretty easy. So now we can go ahead and remove the tape here from the bottom. And we're going to attach the box to the base. I find it easier to be standing up when you do it, so then you can kind of see from the top how it lines up. So now we can put the top to have the lid of our box on the hinge. And for this, I find that it's easier to put the box upside down, so just make sure. So this is the top with the polka dots, and this is my hinge. So I'm going to go from the top. I'm trying to be even here. So here it is, the box, and you have your little hinge, so the box opens like this, really cute. Then to embellish the rest of the box, I have a little flag here, already die cut, and this is the largest one in the stitched flags, but it's not the long flags, it's the shorter one with the stitching on the top. If you already have the long flags, you might use that as well. Just cut it to the size. And the sentiment that I have on this box comes with the same set with this little really cute hippos, and it says "Have a joyful Christmas." Then I have this bow, pine bow, and 3 little pine cones, and they come in the same die set like this. It's one of our newer dies. I'm going to glue the bow on the top of the flag, and I really love how it fits in there. It's almost like it was designed to go right on top of it. Of course, you would stamp the sentiment first and make sure that you're not covering it, but for the tutorial sake, I'm just going to do this. And then for my little bows, before I put them on, I'm going to use Distress Oxide and Antique Linen. And I'm going to put my little pine cones facing down onto the ink pad, and then I'm just going to press into them and pull them, and it just creates really pretty effect, really soft color, and it's makes the design on the pine cone stand out even more. So I'll bring it a little closer so you can see it. Beautiful. So my pine cones go onto the bow. It's so pretty. Then the next thing, I'm going to use this border, and it's called tabs border, and I really do love it. I use it a lot. It's really nice for the masculine cards in different colors. So for today, we're going to use it on the bottom right here, and look how pretty that looks. It just finishes off so nicely. And then I have 2 Christmas trees. They come as one set like this. For this design, I'm going to cut them apart, and I'm going to put the larger one on one side and the smaller one on the other side. And this is before I glue my border on. I just have my border here for the reference right now, and I'm tacking the trees under. And then my smaller one on the other side. And I'm not going to worry about this piece showing because my hippo will cover it. Now I can go ahead and glue the border on. Isn't this adorable? It's already so pretty, even before we put the images on. And then when little hippos goes on, look how pretty that looks, so festive and nice. One more thing I'm going to use this die, and this is called Hard Handles, and it's the smaller one from the set. It comes as a set of 2. So the way I use it, I would fold these little hearts to the top like this, and then I go over my finger and give it a little round edge like that, so you can see how it creates a pretty handle. And I'm going to put glue on each side, and this is not going to serve as actual handle on this project. It's more of the decorative touch, but I really like how it looks on the side of the box here. Just another detail to embellish it. And I'm going to put pearls. Usually I would use braids to put into the openings there, but for this design I'm going to use pearls, and let me add a little glue first in the centers before I put the pearls on, just to make sure that they stay. So pretty. One more thing I like adding to my boxes is the little feet or legs, what do you want to call them. And I have some, these ones are from the Reese, so they're for the crafts, and you can find them in the craft stores, but you can also find them in the hardware stores. They're, I believe they're like cabinet knobs, or no, cabinet buttons, something like that. You might have to ask your husband what they're called, or just go to the craft store or hardware store. I'll put in the video description what they're called. I'll look it up. So I'm using glue and just gluing them on. And it kind of elevates the box from the table, and it gives it a nice and finished look. So as you can see, it was very simple, was very easy to make. You're welcome to use my dimensions to make your own boxes, and of course you can make it for different occasions just by changing the colors of the box and using different embellishments. I hope you decide to give it a go, and please share with us if you make something. I would love to see it. And this is all for today. I'll see you tomorrow for day 10. Bye for now. Much love.